Hey there everybody, this is Susan with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have in front of me, as you can see, a mess of different card bits. These all come from the Sweet Soiree Memories More card pack that's in our Sale-a-bration promotion. It also coordinates with the Sweet Soiree bundle that's in the spring catalog. But every month, as a customer thank you, I send card candy kits to my customers who purchased with me the month before. It's my way of saying thank you. Send them something that they can make cards with. And so this month I used pieces of this Sweet Soiree Memories More kit to send to everybody. So everyone got something different this month instead of getting mostly the same thing. So it's going to be really interesting to see what everyone comes up with. And if you want to see what they come up with, you can subscribe to my Show and Tell newsletter, which the link is below, and I post their creations on there. And if you become a customer, you can get one too and play along. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to take some of these parts and make a card out of them. And so this Memories and More is really designed for scrapbooking people, which I love to scrapbook too. But you can use anything you use to scrapbook to make a card. So just think about changing the size a little bit, trimming things out, adding embellishments, and you've got yourself a card. So these are some of the pieces I've kind of mentally laid out, and I cut some butterflies and dragonflies and hearts and coordinating colors to kind of use together. And so I'm just going to try to quickly go through how I'm going to cut this stuff down and make some cards. We'll see how many I get through before my limit on my video runs out. So let's just real quickly look at a couple of things. The card kit comes with pieces that are 4x6 and they're double-sided, and you get 2 of each one. So some have words, some are just expressions. Okay, like this one says hello. Then you get these smaller cards, which are 4x3, so 3x4 cards. They're double-sided. Some are printed, some have the texture. Some have these little parts like this, where it's got partial image, so you could stamp an expression in there, or you could have cut that out and do a picture behind. But look how cute that would be just on a card with a dragonfly added, right? Put that on the card front, maybe with a background, like something like this. Embellish that and you're ready to go. So whatever pieces you got in your card kit as a thank you, look at them as a whole and try to work out a creation. Even the ones that have like words printed on them, if you don't want the words, you could take an embellishment and look how easily that's covered up. So just because something has one intention doesn't mean you can't change it to meet your needs. Here's another cute one I like. So I think I'm going to make a lot of cute cards out of these. I might make note cards out of these because they're nice and thin. They're not super thick like cardstock. But we're going to have to just see where that takes us. Okay, I don't remember how to have this. Must have had it over here. Okay, so let's just make some cards. That's what we do, right? Stamp and Show and Tell is here today, and we're going to do the card candy challenges. So let me just move some of these things aside. I am going to have to do some paper trimming to size these down to a standard card size. So bear with me while I do that. Let's just go ahead and start with this one. So I have pre-cut some Whisper White cardstock as my card bases. Keep things simple. Okay. Now, like I said, these are 4x6. So I'm going to have to trim this down. So it's always going to be inset on my card, because my card is 4 1/4, unless you trim your card down to 4. You could trim your card down to 4. So I have this piece here that I could trim down. I've pulled this one to tie in because it's got that green on green, so I think I'm going to use that as edges. And then I've got this well hello here. So let me think how I want to do this. Maybe I'll put this along the bottom and use that stripe. Then I'll put a piece on the top, stepped in, and then we'll put the hello there right over the top. Alright, let's do it. Let's see where we get to. So I'm going to run this, like I said, across the bottom. So I know my card is 4 1/4, but I know my other piece is 4 inches. I'm going to double check that. Yep, 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this one down to 4 inches. And I'm going to lose those 2 end marks. So just anywhere inside the end zone lines there. So that's 4 inches. We're going to make that the same size. Okay. And then, let's see, do I want to cut the top off or do I want to leave it? So I have this. It's going to go on the bottom. This would be really cute mounted on a green card as well. So this is going to be on the bottom, and I'm going to put a piece of trim on the top. Do I want the top under or over? I'm going to go over. I might as well trim off some more. Not more of that to show though, so what do you think? I can live with that. Alright, so I'm just going to snail it down. Easy peasy. Cut things down to size and layer them up. So I'm going to some snail here. Now of course there's enough white space on these cards, or blank space, open space on these cards, that if you wanted to, you could stamp your own expressions on them. So can you see I'm just stepping, this was 4 1/4 and this was 4, so I just stepped everything in about 1/8 of an inch around. Then the well hello will just go on like this, and I think I'm going to put that on dimensionals to give it a little bit of lift. So, and see the back side of that is a stripe, which would be a really cute border piece or a backing piece as well. So it's kind of nice that you get 2 of each printed piece in these Memory More kits, because it gives you a lot of options to play with patterns and colors. So, alright, so I'm going to put that on right about, I want it in the middle? Oh my, right in the middle. Sure. Okay, right in the middle. So there's that. Now I think what I will do, I don't have them on the table though, I think what I'll do is I'll probably add a couple of rhinestones to that card to give it a little bit of bling, or you could do a ribbon around on there. So there's one. Alright, let's move on. Let's do a purple card. So, or like, see, I had these butterflies to add, but I ended up not doing it. But you could do that too. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so glue dot. See? Put some pieces on the table and just work with them. See what you create. There's no rhyme or reason. Everybody's card can be different. See? A little bit of pop. I think I will add a rhinestone. Alright, there's one. We'll set that aside. Alright, now we've got this rich raspberry, and I've got a dragonfly I think I will use. This one says happiness right here. So I'm going to trim this one down to be the front of my card. This one I think I'll run opening up and down. So let's fold my paper. So now my card is 4 1/4. We talked about that. And last one I trimmed down to mount on the inside, but this one I actually could run right down the center and just trim it to 5 1/2. So I think I'm going to do that. So this piece I'm going to trim at 5 1/2 because that should be the same length as my card. Yeah, that little piece, we could actually use that for trim itself. Alright, I'm going to snail this. I do like that expression too, love life, but I want to use this pretty purple paper. Alright, so we're going to run this top down and leave a little bit of white on both sides. Like that. And this one says happiness is here, and it's the same pattern. So I'm going to add a little extra white to the top and the bottom of this. So I have my scrap bin on the table of these colors. That's not wide enough, so I'll have to cut it this way. The only question is, do I want all that white? Maybe I don't want it white. Maybe I just want to pop it up. Maybe I want to add one of these flowers underneath. So this one's got a lot of the Calypso coral in it. So I've got these fun hearts. So we could... Ooh, we could do a heart and a dragonfly. that. I think I do want to add something to separate this a little bit. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit thinner. So let's see. I'm going to trim it down to 2. So if I put this at 2.5, and then I flip it over and I put it at 2, that means I cut a 1/2 inch off each side. So instead of being 3 inches wide, it's now 2 inches wide. Okay, and then I've got some scrap rich raspberry that I could use to mount on. Alright, I'm going to cut those at 4 inches. So some people don't keep scrap, other people do. I do, and I do go to my scrap bins or envelopes frequently to find pieces for trim. So whatever works for you, there is no rule, but I do find it saves me. I hate cutting a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock to get a 1/2 inch piece of trim. That seems a little ridiculous to me, but everybody has their own methods and their own rules for the craft room, so whatever works for you. Alright, so see, I just made that a little more standoffish. I'm going to put that on dimensionals. It's going to be a dimensional day, I think. So, let's see, at the bottom, I want it in the middle. I'm going to go a little near the top. Alright, so we're going to do this here. Now let's decide, dragonfly or heart? Dragonfly or heart, or both? Dragonfly or heart. Ooh, or the big butterfly. I was going to save that for a different one, but no, I think the heart. Yeah, the heart. Alright, so I'm going to use my Tombow here, and I'm just going to put a little bit, if it comes out. There, just a little bit. Now, this is great glue, but if it spills over onto the front, you will have some sticky spots, so use it carefully. There we go. I'm going to tack that down so it's not loose. I'd hate for it to have come ripping off. Alright, there's that. Now we might go back and add something, but for now we're going to call that one good to go. Alright, let's work in Calypso Coral for a minute. So the paper comes with Calypso Coral as one of its primary colors. I really liked this one. Here's more of that rich raspberry, but I like this, Happy Little Moments. I thought that could be a fun wedding card. And I've got this piece here with Calypso Coral. So I go behind on the edges. Alright, so let's see, I want to trim, again my card's at 5.5. That's going to go on and have some on the edges. So I want to cut this down to be 5 1/4. So let's see, I want to pick about 3/8 off each end. Alright, unless I want it, I want it right in the middle. Alright, so 3/8 off each end. So, yeah, 3/8. So if I have 6, I slide it down 3/8 and trim, and then I turn it around and I put it at 5 1/4, which would be another 3/8. And there we go. Alright, so that's 3/8 there. Alright, so now I've got this trim. Do I want it over the top or do I want it underneath? Or do I want it a little wider? I want to box it in. These are tough decisions. I'm going to put it underneath. Maybe let's do the corners. No, no, I don't like it, so I'm not going to use it. Okay, see, sometimes you just have to say, nope, not using it. Let's see. So, I'm not going to use that piece, but I want something else on here. I've got these big flowers we could trim out, put on there as an embellishment, but now I think maybe I want to go this way. See how cards change, evolve, and now I want to bring this piece back in. Alright, so now we're going to cut this one down to 4. So this is crafting kind of on the fly. As you can tell, I'm not really planned. So I want this 4. I want my, let's see, between the 2 T's. I'm going to line that up on my 2 best I can. This is how I scrapbook. I just put it in the center and trim it down, and that's the size it goes. Alright, so there's that. This is already at 4. Okay, so I'm going to trim that to make some sections. So I'm just going to go 1 inch on these because they're going to overlap. And I'm not worried about having scrap left over for anything. So I'm going to nail 2 of these on first. So I'm going to put 1 at the bottom. Remember, I'm stepping it all in because I know my width on my main one is 4, so I'm going to have in a little bit. Alright, there's that.